So this is Withrow Park. Welcome. So my name is Caitlin Reardon and I am the Artistic Director of Shakespeare in the Ruff. This is our 6th season coming to fruition here, and the company began and rose out of the ashes of the original company Shakespeare in the Ruff, spelled R-O-U-G-H. We are R-U-F-F. And that was in the mid-90s, I believe, the company started and had a huge following in this neighborhood in the East End in Riverdale. And about 15 years ago, the company folded, and the neighborhood really mourned the loss of that resident Shakespearean outdoor company that they came to love and became a part of the tradition of their lives. And so we decided to revive that tradition, and because the neighborhood already loved what the original company had to offer, they came in droves and have been such big supporters of us in the new incarnation, RUFF.
Hey, my name is Sebastian Hines.
And I'm Amy Keating.
And we're members of Outside the March Theatre Company.
Yep. We're a theatre company in Toronto that focuses on creating immersive experiences for our audiences and making theatre an event.
Yeah, and we focus on doing shows in different neighborhoods around Toronto. And we brought you here today to the site of one of our shows.
Different places as well, like not just neighborhoods, like
right.
different
communities, different communities.
Good, better.
Yeah.
We've done shows in kindergarten classrooms, in old adult movie theaters, truly. And this site, as Sebastian was saying.
Village.
So, talking about the spark of an idea and how OTM comes up with ideas and how we discover what we want to do or create.
Mm-hmm. So I think most producers know that there's got to be some sort of spark that gets you going and that's somehow going to last you throughout the entire production to keep you continuously curious.
And keep your heart
and interested in the production.
One thing that we try to focus on with all our shows at OTM is beginning the experience when you buy your ticket. So the show doesn't start at 8 p.m. It doesn't start when the lights go down, if there are lights. Sometimes there aren't. It starts as soon as you purchase your ticket online.
Hi, we're at 2/3 of Litmus Theatre. I'm Adriano.
I'm Matt.
Claire, usually here with her big hair. She's not right now. But this is a company we started 7 years?
Almost 7 years ago.
Almost 7 years ago. Claire, Matt, and me, we were doing our MFA at York University in acting. We graduated in 2009. And shortly after that, so we had summer, and then right after that, we didn't know we were starting a company, but we did know that we wanted to put on a production. So the first thing we did was look for space. And the space we had was the space in my backyard. There was a shed in my backyard, and we knew we wanted to do a project. Claire and I were throwing out different things because we knew we wanted to do it in October, maybe some kind of ghost story in Edgar Allan Poe. But then Matt had this great idea.
Yeah, we had this idea. We started with things that would make sense in a shed at first, and then when we got excited was when it was a joke at first, and I decided that what if we did something huge inside this tiny little shed, and we laughed at first and thought we'd forgotten about it, and then I went home and couldn't sleep because I started to see how this actually might work, and that led to our first production, which was called Matchbox Macbeth. We told the whole story with 4 actors, and a lot of fun, a lot of magic, a lot of music. And with that, we kind of stumbled into the mandate for what has become Litmus, which is telling big, familiar stories in unusual spaces, kind of using the space to figure out how we're going to retell that story in a new way.
We really started stretching that mandate or figuring out what that was when we did our second production. So I don't know if you can see this, but there's a church behind us. We're at the corner of Carleton and Sherbourne, and behind us is St. Luke's United Church. I'd gone through and this church has several different rooms, at least a dozen rooms for rent, but there's the one that has always kind of stood out to me. It's called the ladies' parlor room. We'll get a chance to look at it a little bit later, but you'll see that it just has a lot of character. And Matt and I had taken a look at this, and I don't even know if at the time I showed it to you that we were even thinking of this particular production, which is Birth of Frankenstein, our second production, to be held there. But after some consideration and thinking that it would strengthen what we wanted to do with the site-specific part of the show, we decided, yeah, let's go for it.